Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining our Enlightenment Through Meditation class or session every Saturday at 6 o'clock our California time. I would like to thank you for being a part of this journey that is self-awareness. Self-awareness is always going, never ending. Like every time life moves on, every moment there is something new that comes in, and we never know what will happen today. We plan all right, but we never know. Knowing and planning becomes different. It is the same thing about self-awareness. As life moves on, our awareness keeps growing. That doesn't mean that we are growing if there is a failure, what we call failure, the self-awareness has gone down. That's not how it works. Awareness grows into it, that this is how it works. And when we connect within ourselves, all the activities that we do suddenly start to make so much sense that why were we doing those activities in the first place? Because it is the path of awareness if we feel that way. Sometimes we try to grow in awareness, but we never know that we are trying even. We feel like we are passing day-to-day life. But as our connection within ourselves grows, then we start looking from those glasses our day-to-day life and see how we are performing. Self-awareness again. So going more into this detail, I'll rather cover our law of action and reaction that we have been doing for last few sessions. We did how long the action and reaction goes. Do we finish those actions and reactions this life or beyond? And last time we pondered over what is reincarnation. Today we are going to kind of sum it up from that perspective. What does it all mean, and does it ever end? Although we have covered in different parts in our past sessions, but we will look into it, that does it really ever end? So the action and reaction is a big subject, and when I say that we will be kind of summing it up, is just for our session's sake, because this topic can never end. And then we may take individual sessions on more specific questions. So let's So let us say when the baby is born, his mind is not quite developed yet. And at that time, if he does an action, is there a reaction? Because it's not under the mind influence, mind is not quite developed. So yeah, sometimes the baby wants a toy, we don't give, and the baby is going to act, either anger or he's laughing or whatever she's laughing, then that's a different thing. But when baby is really small and born, at that time it's very difficult to know that they are creating an action. So let us see if that action is coming from their minds or it is coming from their previous actions, and they are now acting based on whatever they have sown. Because whatever they have done, we went last time over reincarnation, whatever they did is going to be manifested somehow. And how it's gonna manifest? It's gonna manifest in its own way, in its in the action and reaction. It is going to materialize without the use of mind, because it is an reaction at that point. But as the life grows and we mature, the more and more actions come into being. As they more come into being, they will all be taken care of ultimately by the divine as a reaction. So, how do we get out of this, and what does it all mean to us? So, the bottom line of this becomes that it's going to mean that the action and reaction is a non ending story. That's how it seems like. That means we will always do an action, there is always going to be a reaction, and as a part of that, the incarnation, the creation will continue on. So the question also comes, is there a way that we can get out of this action and reaction? And as a lot of books have been written in almost all religions, to my knowledge, there is always been a way to get out of this path. And that way is that there are always some very enlightened souls in this planet Earth at all times. Because us as human beings, we are not developed at soul yet. Operating under the influence of minds, we do a lot of negative things to our own self, although we feel we are doing it to others. But we just don't realize that we do it to ourselves. So if you consider X number of population and everybody is doing the things that are not beneficial, it's gonna go out of the balance, and nature always balances itself. So in this creation, there are always souls who are very, very enlightened within themselves. But the enlightened souls never make noise about themselves because they follow the law of divine. So we have to find them. They are not the ones who will say, come on, come on, come on. Although they would say, come on, but in a very hidden way. They will talk the truth out loud and clear, very clear. But still they will not say, I can do this, I can, because they know that I don't exist. It's all creation and divine working within us. So they will always praise the divine, but enlightened to the completion, have become one with divine. So when our desire to get to that level of enlightenment becomes strong, or we quite get frustrated about this law of coming and going and we are getting tired already, we start looking for those who are enlightened. And there are some available. Depending again on the truth of our heart, we start then searching. And if we are lucky enough, and more than luck, if our desire is true enough, we will be driven to their doors. And then what happens is, when we are driven to those doors and we see into the eyes, because soul is always speaking through the eyes. Sometimes you see someone, you fall in love with them because the expression of the eye is so strong. When you go, there is something connection of heart to heart, and right away you feel that you are hooked to those eyes because they are enlightened. You see divine through those eyes. But the search within us has to be true, because this will not, we will search, we will be driven. And driven means incidents will such happen that we will find, or we will be taken to those doors where we will feel the ocean of love all around us, and we will be dipping in it. So that's a very pleasurable time. And then because they are enlightened by experience, not by reading. Reading something, standing and at the level of mind, lecturing or giving is also good, but that's not really helping. When we help someone at the level of soul, we pull them out of what? This wheel of action and reaction. So divine is always giving and loving, and these enlightened ones have joined with divine, so automatically their character become loving and giving. They see the weakness in us. They see this action and reaction not leaving us alone. And out of courtesy and love of their heart, they grab our soul. They take our soul and they connect us to divine in such a way that we don't even know that we have been connected. And then they help our soul to grow in truth. So what happens? Where does this action and reaction go? So you can consider that there are two channels going to meet a destination. One is law of action and reaction, and law of action and reaction, and it's a very, very unending path which is going all the way. And then this becomes a path of love, mercy and grace that is showered through the enlightened souls by the divine. When that happens, because divine is giving and forgiving, our action that we do in negative mind, they are all in a way forgiven, you may call it, neglected in a way you call it, but they don't demand a reaction because they are like, I love you, so I let it go. I don't care. My love is so big that your actions are not even a drop in my ocean of love. So where would I see your action? Therefore, this journey becomes smaller. Why it is smaller? Because there is no reaction to the action. If we choose to, again here our divine will and our own will play a role. And what is the role? We need to select. If we keep selecting the path of action and reaction, obviously we are not winning. But if we go and select the path where we look for the enlightened ones, or we go within us and we cry to get out of this action and reaction, we will be driven to these souls. And once we go, we need to make a choice. If, for example, I'm doing this session right now and sharing all this information, there may be some souls that will go away. I don't know, I believe in this. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I would ever go. And even if I go, I would like and I would dedicate myself. There are so many questions. So mine is not easy. But at the same time, there may be one soul who says, I'm gonna try in all truthfulness to myself. And then when we go to the fully enlightened soul, that's very important, because the one who's fully enlightened has become divine. And when that divine soul takes us by the hand, hugs us and takes us, then our path changes from this direction of action and reaction to path of love, mercy, grace and forgiveness. And once that happens, there is no reaction. And then this enlightened soul takes care of us in our upward journey of self-awareness. Because the one who is experienced can only show us how to be experienced. And if we have questions, how to solve those problems. So when we go to him or her, she will tell us with her own experience, when we come across the hurdles, how to solve them. And those will be totally practical experiences, not readings again. And once we start following those guidelines that are given to us, looking within ourselves, following the truth within ourselves, we will start to get out of this action and reaction. But at the same time, if that doesn't happen, and we start doing what we like to do, even that soul may not be able to help us. And if that doesn't happen, our forward journey is stopped, and then we cannot progress further into this journey. Therefore, it's all comes back to us, what our actions, how we want to progress about those actions, and do we truly want to end this journey of action and reaction. Here, the free will that has been given to us plays a very, very big role. As I mentioned earlier, if we utilize that free will and then we decide, yeah, we do want to grow into it. We do want salvation. So-called salvation is what? That you don't come into action and reaction again. So once we decide, yeah, we want to get out, we need to find someone, because we always need a teacher. Without a teacher, we cannot progress. When we are born, we need mother and father as teacher. When we grow, we go to school as a teacher. We go to a college, we get professors. We go to university, and not only that, once we pass the test, we get recognition or a certificate. So if we need all that learning for the mind and to grow us in this physical world, when we go to the higher self within ourselves, we also need the teachers. But those teachers become very practical teachers. They help us within us how to grow. When we fall, how they help us lift back up, and then they show us the way so we can move on. So at the end of these sessions, I would like to mention that, yeah, action and reaction, although a big law made by divine, but also at the same time there is a way to get out of that, also made by divine. Method is also given by divine, but sometimes hard for our minds to accept and use our free will to accept and move on. So where does it fall back on? Us again. If we use our free will to make the right choices that are given, then we will move out of this law of action and reaction. And with that, I would like to end tonight's session. I would like to thank all of you for joining me for this one. And at the same time, I would like to mention that happiness is not too far. It's always within us. You can always visit us, write to us, or comment even on Ustream if you like, by coming to Ustream channel or YouTube channel, that is youtube.com/Dr. Course, or our website, that is drcourse.com. You can write us your comments on facebook.com/Dr. Course. We always look forward to hearing your comments. We always want this path of truth to grow as much as it can, as far as it can, and as quick as can. So I'm sure you will help this movement of Path of Truth by joining us. Thank you again, and have the best weekend. Thank you.